Hello everyone and welcome to yet another episode of ECA on the mic. I am your host, Max Da Silva, broadcast director for ECA. Not joined by Aaron Adir, our PR director, but instead joined by Mason Kulik, our lovely art director. How are you doing, man?
I'm good.
We got a lot on the docket today. We've got some fun guests, we've got some special guests. I'm going to leave those as a surprise until we get to them. But first, time for an update. What's going on with the ECA clubs? We're going to get things started. You've got a league thing going on, don't you?
Not me personally, but League Club has a Burton Spring Invitational going on. And you can actually sign up for that. That's open to any players. They have the sign up forms. It's actually in our club announcements channel. It's the most recent announcement sent in it. They have a rule book. They have a separate Discord server, separate from the League server. It looks pretty fun. If you're new to League, interested in League, want to try playing competitively, it looks like a really fun event invitational thing to go try out and participate in. It starts February 4th, so you got to get in before then, but
yeah, that sounds like a ton of fun. League Club's been kind of wanting to do something like that for a while, ever since we partner up with Immortals to do the Wild Rift tournament. They kind of wanted to run their own big thing, so we're really happy that they're actually able to kind of get that going. Just as well, Pokemon Club actually has two things. The first thing is they actually, and I was one of them, we all went to the Charlotte Regional Championships down in Charlotte, North Carolina. We actually had one of our club members, June Norber, actually win the secondary tournament with over 300 people participating. We're really proud of her. She did such an amazing job. And yeah, it was insane. I remember me and the other people who were there, we were all like, no way, she's actually in the finals. She's in the finals. And then we see her win and we're like, yeah!
I remember just sitting at home, like constantly checking my phone for updates, hoping you guys were sending them.
Yeah, no, that was an experience. We're super happy that we did that, and it got June actually 50 championship points to qualify for the World Championships in Honolulu, and also 2 booster boxes worth about $250, and also a champion playmat, which is really, really cool. What other things do we have going on for Pokemon Club, Mason?
Pokemon Club has officially launched their Pokemon Gym League Challenge, which is we have a group of dedicated trainers who have teams built with both a kind of a beginner level and a advanced level, sort of master's level, dare I say, where you can build a box of 10 Pokemon, and you can use those 10 Pokemon to go through and challenge all of our gyms. Once you beat all our gyms, you can challenge our Elite Four. And once you do that, you can challenge our champion. If you beat the champion, just like in the games, you become the standing champion. You get added to the server's Hall of Fame, among other cool things. So if you're interested in that, definitely go check that out. It's all hosted through Showdown and the Pokemon Club Discord server.
Totally free to enter as well.
Yep. No fees.
Yeah.
People are available all the time. You know, we're all degenerates there. So, any of us. Honestly, I swear more battles happen in the ungodly hours of night than they do in the day. So.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong about that. And also, we have 2 actual different leagues this year. We have the Originals League and the Masters League. You have to beat the Originals League to join the Masters League. And we've been trying to kind of create a more entry-level experience for new players. So if you're new to Pokemon VGC at all and you want to kind of get some experience, feel free to come on in. And we've got people who are willing to help.
But if you really want that, like, min-maxing competitive, like, trying to squeeze every ounce of value out of your Pokemon experience, that's what the Masters is going to do for you. We've got some really strong trainers in there.
Absolutely. And in addition, Magic just ran a really interesting tournament, similar to kind of Pokemon TCG. It's another TCG. They ran their first ever proletariat tournament. Communism and all. Why not? So what they did is they ran 40 cards, minimum and maximum. You cannot have more, you cannot have less. And the most interesting part is your main deck and your sideboard cannot total up to more than $20.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, so you had to create a budget min-max deck, banning out 3 super powerful budget cards: Soul Ring, which lets you get mana, Elvish Spirit Guides, a search card, Chancellor of the Tangle. And it was overall a amazing tournament. They had a lot of fun, and it's a great way to kind of get people into Magic on a budget, but it is still challenging. So they do plan to run it again.
Sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, they plan to run it again, so stay tuned to both our Discord and the Magic TCG server. If you aren't in our Discord, by the way, as always, we encourage you to join discord.gg/ECA of MSU for all your Michigan State esports updates and news.
Yep.
And finally, we are very happy to announce that Smash Club, in addition to Smash Melee and Pokemon, are teaming up to create Boardwalk. That is Smash Club's big regional every year. And they've been running them every semester. Last one was Circus, this one's Boardwalk. They've got essentially a whole day of games planned. We've got Melee singles, we've got waves of ultimate singles. There's a Pokemon TCG Pseudo League Cup, and of course we have the speed dating amateur bracket at the end. It is a 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. fun fest at the Communication Arts and Sciences building at 404 Wilson Road in East Lansing, Michigan. Start.gg/boardwalk will take you there to get you everything you need to know. In addition, you can join the Smash Ultimate Club Discord through the link that we provide in our club directory. I'm super excited for that. It's
there are going to be entry fees, I believe, for all the tournaments.
Correct. Yes.
I don't know about the last one. I don't know.
I can let you know. So here's how it works.
That the Smash stuff and the Pokemon stuff are going to have an entry fee. From what I know, they are not too expensive, and that's because there are prize pools. So
let me give you that exact details right now. Venue fee, no matter what. Anyone in Ultimate Singles is going to pay a $15 venue fee. And a guest venue fee for if you're only competing in Melee or Pokemon TCG will be $10 for the venue. Entry fees are $10 for Ultimate Singles, $5 for Melee Singles, and $6 for Pokemon TCG. If you do bring a full setup for Smash players, which includes a monitor, GameCube adapter, Switch, dock, and cables, we will give you a $5 venue refund. In addition, there are prizes for all three tournaments. Top 8 for Ultimate Singles get a 40, 20, 15, and so on payout. Melee's top 4, Pokemon TCG, will get packs at a minimum. If there are more players, there may be cash prizing, or there may be more pack prizing. That is at the discretion of the PTOs, but everyone will at least get one pack for entry.
Yeah, some good rewards. Sounds
Indeed.
Like just a whole day of fun as well.
Absolutely, and it also is PR ranked for those of you interested on that are playing Smash. It is PR ranked, so yeah, whole bunch of cool stuff planned. And I think with that, it's time for us to bring in our special guests. We've got 2 members of our Overwatch Club. We've got, I believe their name.
And give them a heads up.
I believe their name is Tom and Maggie, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll bring them in just a moment. Stick with us. Hello and welcome, you two. You may feel free to turn on your cameras and introduce yourself as you see fit. Welcome to ECA on the mic. We're happy to have you here. Do one of you guys want to start with introducing yourself?
I can start, I guess. Hi, I'm Maggie. I'm a freshman. I use she, they pronouns, and I've been playing Overwatch since 2017, I think. So since the first game, I haven't been playing as much of it recently because, I'm doing a little thing called being in college.
We know.
And trying to figure myself out at the same time. So
We feel that. What's your role in the Overwatch Club? Are you a player? Are you a member? Are you a staff member? How do you kind of fit into the Overwatch Club community?
I'm a member. I mainly just play casually. I used to play more competitively, and I also follow the esports scene very heavily in regards to the community. Like I watch Overwatch League. I forget that it doesn't exist anymore. Rest in peace. Do that. I'm actually wearing one of the jerseys right now, so
Nice.
I follow the esports scene pretty heavily. I'm not great at the game, but it's fun. It's really fun to play with friends, and it's something I bonded with my brother over. One who got me into it. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Tom, you want to introduce yourself, my man?
Yeah, I'll get my camera after my introduction. It's in a box in one of my shelves. I am Tommy. I am the Vice President of the Overwatch Club. The president never goes to any of these things, but here I am. I was super into Overwatch for a while and kind of have fallen out of that habit, but I think we all know why. If you've played the game, it's not exactly in its best state anymore.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But I do still enjoy, at most an hour a day of Overwatch when I get the chance, and I'm excited to see where the game is going.
Awesome,
Sometimes an hour is
awesome.
all you can bear.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
feel that. When it
Yeah.
comes to college, it tends to eat your life away. I think
Oh,
me
yeah.
and Mason can attest to that.
I would just say I'm in the James Madison College, so I'm in paper. I'm in paper land all the time. I got my first paper of the semester already, so I have a 3-page paper due on the 6th, so that'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Well, good luck with that. Mason, I think you've got some questions about, I believe we were going to talk about the Champion Series, right?
Yep.
What do we got on the docket for that?
Things we could start with, so, as we kind of mentioned before, Overwatch League, rest in peace, died about 2 months ago, I believe it was.
I think it's
Um,
about that. Maybe not
Yeah.
months ago, but around that time, yeah. Very emotional day.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Well-
indeed.
That was an emotional day, to say the least.
I know a lot of people have a lot of fond memories about that league. It was definitely a fun place to be.
Oh yeah,
Fun.
it was so fun.
Fun to watch, that's for sure. But after all the turmoil and kind of the questions of like, well, what's going to happen? They, I believe, in the last few days have just released information, a blog post about their new Champion series. Looking good.
There he is. There's the boy.
We got
Where's
it.
the man?
Got my camera.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Oh, this is going up here.
Very nice plants you've got there. We
you.
love the plants.
They're
I was
dying.
say, meanwhile, you just got my trash can in the background.
That's all right.
Dorm struggles be like.
Felt
Yeah,
that. I'm glad to be in an apartment now.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how that kind of new championship league is going. What do you guys know about it? How is that going to start running?
It is
Okay,
very new.
I'm really excited for it. It's called the Overwatch Champions series, and it's gonna be like a new era. It's gonna be very different from what I've heard from the Overwatch. And for those who don't know, if they were listening, what the Overwatch League was, it ran for 6 years. Well, it might have been 5. Sorry, it's been a long day. But for like 5 or 6 years, and how it worked is they would sign players, and different cities would have. So kind of like a physical sports league. Like there were teams from Texas, there was a Dallas, there was a Shanghai team, stuff like that, and they would compete and against each other in various tournaments to try to become the champions of the league. And then eventually they and started doing LAN events, and I think it was the second and third season, but the third season it was canceled COVID. But it was a really big thing, and it was really exciting. And from what I've heard, it just wasn't really sustainable, so it ended up kind of falling apart at the end. And the Overwatch Champions League is going to be the new form of the Overwatch sports scene.
Great. Awesome. One thing I had seen when reading about the Champions League is that they're using a new a system with points called circuit points. And teams earn those to move forward in the league. I was wondering if you guys knew if that meant that just like any group of friends could go join, and if you got enough circuit points, you would move up, kind of how I know some other esports work, or if it's still like kind of where you need an org's backing in order to be in the Champions League.
I feel like I have not researched this part of the Champion series at all, but I would assume that they're not super dumb, and they would kind of try and keep that aspect of what they had with contenders and the ability to have bring together a few of your friends, just random friends that are good at the game, and have the possibility of making it to one of these qualifiers and actually getting your name out there, maybe actually getting on a professional team, a sponsored team.
It almost kind of reminds me of like the championship points for Pokemon, where you have to earn a certain amount of points to qualify for the World Championship. So I'm curious to see if we're going to start seeing like more amateur players kind of get into the limelight, which would be an amazing thing, especially for university and collegiate esports. If we could get some university teams into that, that would be awesome.
I'm gonna say there already is a collegiate esports, Overwatch esports league. It's not as big, but they have been having tournaments for a while. And as Tommy mentioned, there is Overwatch Contenders, which is a more amateur scene. It's still some of the higher level players, but that's where a lot of the Overwatch League players got their start. And there's also a lot of smaller tournaments that are run for players of lower skill levels, like charity tournaments, stuff like that. And speaking from my personal experience, I volunteer with an organization who I'm going to not so shamelessly plug. Altior Esports, very cool. I work with them. They're very nice. They're a safe space and do amazing work. They run small tournaments for like Pride Month and various stuff, and they allow their community members to pay, and they can do things like helping produce the events, playing in the events, or casting the events. So there's a lot of community-oriented events as well, not just with the main sports scene, which is really nice, but breaking into the esports scene is definitely something that I feel like people have struggled with Overwatch in the past, because I feel like a lot of the attention is always on the main, like, A-level league. Like, a lot of the attention was on Overwatch League. Then, like, contenders would have, like, 200 viewers, maybe. And then when you go to the Overwatch League streams, it would have, like, 20,000.
Mm.
Yeah. So it sounds like some of the...
different.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's just very different, a different vibe. Yeah. And the contenders players are equally as good. They just don't get a lot of the same recognition. Suck.
They don't have their names out there, right? They don't have the money,
exactly.
if you will.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's still a lot of work.
I know we also were curious about there is supposedly a rework for Hanamura, is from what I'm reading, that we wanted to talk about.
That was, I believe, announced at BlizzCon.
I believe so, yeah. I don't recall much about that. All I know is that I'm excited for, because 2CP, which is the map type Hanamura is kind of sucks. to put it lightly. It kind of sucks.
There was so many pretty maps, though, which is such a shame.
Exactly.
I know, Hanamura was great.
And I think some of my favorite maps were old 2CP maps. A lot like Hanamura definitely was one of my favorites.
Yeah, and I was so bummed that like they didn't like rework them when Overwatch first released, because I loved a lot of those maps. I think they're super fun, and like honestly, this is just me being silly, but Horizon Lunar Colony is funny because zero gravity and it's just chaos time. Really funny, and I really want them to rework it for the new game for Overwatch 2 along with Hanamura, because those are both really fun maps, and I think they deserve to be able to be played again, even if it's they were.
I remember throwing in the hamster on the zero gravity. I remember throwing Hammond in there. It was always just funny to see him just fly, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm gone now."
I remember I was watching Overwatch League highlights, and on the first point of Horizon, there's a tire swing, and there was a Pharah who Barrage got moved around by the tire swing, and then ended up blowing herself up as a result.
Only in Overwatch.
I miss the DPS Doom punches in Zero Gravity.
Oh god! As a support mate, Doomfist gives me no. Like,
gives you flashbacks. You just cannot deal.
As a player who loves fun, I miss DPS Doomfist.
I was gonna say the same.
DPS Doomfist was funny.
The most fun character I think I've ever played.
He gives me flashbacks because I just remember a Doomfist coming out of the literal sky, killing me, and then leaving, and my team doing nothing about it, and I'm just like dead on the ground. Like I'm playing in the back line where I'm supposed to be, and it's like, hi, I'm here, I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm gonna leave, and my team's gonna do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Welcome to Overwatch.
Exactly.
Now
that's what it feels like.
Yeah, now he just feels like he's gone from the strongest character, like canonically in game, big fist, like he's supposed to be able to just punch you to death. You punch someone, and it's like, I'm
can level a skyscraper, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Oh, they say he could level a skyscraper.
Yeah, his punch does like what, 80 damage maybe now.
I don't even think it's that.
I'm gonna say he still works in lower ranks because your team doesn't know how to play together, and he can still come out of nowhere, kill you, and then leave.
Yeah.
But like
Definitely more of a throw pick now if you're not like the top 1% Doom player.
You have to know how to
Yeah.
play them now. It's not like a
Yeah.
freebie anymore.
yeah.
Boo.
Boo.
Get on and
You
play
want to
Doom.
no-brain it, right?
Exactly. So I
If you
played
want a
Bastion.
no-brain, if I were not a support main, I would say if you want a no-brain, play Mercy. But I won't say that because Mercy takes brain power, way more so than original Doomfist.
I just no brain on Reinhardt now.
That's a good no-brain character.
Hammer down. What can I say?
Just
Exactly.
just hold right click, walk forward, charge, and then swing your hammer and then die. Pretty much.
I love playing.
Throw the fire
stupid
blast every
Reinhardt.
once in a while, you know? Just like
Don't forget that.
if there's a Mercy that's just sitting there, you just go dead.
Especially now with all the stuff that you have to get out between like Suzu and Life Grip, like it's
Oh,
impossible
God.
to get punished, it feels like.
Like it really is.
You can really just play as stupid as possible trying to die and still live.
Yeah, like when I play quick play with friends, like sometimes I play a lot of Mercy and I will go for the stupidest reses imaginable and I just hear them in VC like, why are you doing this? And I'm like, why not? Let's see if it works. Let's see how stupid the other team is. And
And they are?
75% of the time it works. The other
I'd take that.
25% of the time it doesn't. So I just do really stupid things and it works sometimes and it doesn't work other times. And it's really funny.
Yeah. Me personally, I haven't played Overwatch since Overwatch 1. I have not touched Overwatch 2 at all. So
Keep
I
those
have
memories. Keep those memories.
Keep those memories. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Trust me.
Oh my, yeah. So from what I've heard, they made a ton of comp changes recently.
Oh,
They did, and they're going to make more.
Tell me.
in
Tell me
season
about
9.
it.
In
competitive
season 9,
3.0.
yeah, they're trying to have these reworks that shake up the meta a little bit, and I appreciate that. I like that. But there's a lot of things that worry me because Blizzard isn't exactly known for great decision making.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
really isn't.
they are.
Putting it lightly.
They're changing comp like the whole game mode as a base. Instead of to rank up or rank down, you have to play 5 matches. It's going to be basically like it was in Overwatch 1, so they're just reverting something else, and they're giving you instant results on your progress and whether you ranked up or ranked down. And they're trying, which is, I'll give them props, they're trying to give input on each game that you play on why you are ranking down or why you're ranking up, what you did right, what's going into that equation. So it's not just like, you
arbitrary
absolutely rolled
numbers.
this team and got 2 SR like it was in Overwatch 1.
Yeah,
that.
like when
I
I
remember
don't play
that.
comp as much. I don't play comp as much in Overwatch 2. I played more in Overwatch 1, but like one of my biggest things is I feel like I would play like even if I lost a game, I would be playing a really good game and I would still lose a ton of SR or I would be playing a really good game and we would win and I would gain like 5. And it was like I feel like I played like insanely good. I was doing my job as a healer or as a tank, and then I just don't get rewarded for it. It just sucked. Put it lightly.
I'm wondering if the removal of the punch card basically that they had for a while, well, still have right now in Overwatch 2, I'm wondering if that's going to bring back some of that frustration, because if you played out of your mind but you still lost and you lose an insane amount of SR with this new system, you're going to see that and you're going to be upset. With the punch card system, you just see a loss.
Yeah.
And it might, you don't actually see those effects until those 5 games are done, and it might be completely negated by other games. It might be just like one other loss in the 5 that you got for that punch card.
It kind of makes me think about like other elo systems, like especially in like CS and Valorant, like especially in CS now, where they literally just give you a number and say, hey, you win this, you're getting this many points, you lose this, you're going down this many points. So it's making me question, right? Is Overwatch trying to kind of piggyback on those other ELO styles of games, or are they trying to create something new with like their punishments and rewards for various different aspects of your gameplay? It'll be interesting to see how they do it, considering they can never seem to make a final decision about which works best.
I think the concerning part about wanting to piggyback off a game like Valorant or CSGO is I think that you have a lot more player agency in those games, in the sense that, if you really are just that much better, you can just 1v5 every round and you will win. Versus Overwatch, you can play out of your mind, but it is much more team play based. And so if your teammates aren't grouping up with you or they aren't working well with you, even if they're also playing well, you'll still lose if you're not playing together.
Yeah, and this is something I notice a lot as a support player, where I feel like I look at my stats. I have a ton of healing. I've been doing a ton of work, but my DPS are just going in by themselves, dying, and then nothing gets done. And like it's painful because you're trying to work with them, and they're just like, no.
I mean,
There's,
eventually
like-
it might just turn into the point like I used to see when I was playing like Moira or Mercy, where I'm gold DPS on support.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
try not to do that, but it's also very hard to do that as Mercy because you have to switch guns. But like if you have 2 DPS, like, and you have gold damage as Moira, and you're like also have like tons of healing, then your DPS are clearly doing something wrong.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
that's for sure. Speaking of DPS, at BlizzCon, they had also revealed a new one that is planned to come out in season 10, which is the next. I think.
Yeah, that'll be spring 2024.
That's
Oh,
exciting.
that's like in a few
Radiant's
months.
Venture, and from the footage that Blizzard has given us, they kind of have this drill where they go around underground, and they, it looks really interesting. We've never had movement like this in the game before, and we have a lot of movement. So what do you guys think of that?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I don't want to do that. Oh, I'm not gonna do that.
Honestly, all I was gonna say is it's really cool that we're finally getting a non-binary hero. That's really, really cool. I'm really
Didn't even
excited
know
about
that
it.
about him.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that either.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say they've, as far as I know, they've been exclusively using they them pronouns to refer to her, which is really cool because it's giving representation to a group that vastly needs representation.
Super cool.
What do you guys think of the splash damage? How do you guys think that'll impact things? Because splash damage, I don't think is really anything we've seen besides explosives before.
That'll
I think the
definitely
game does have a decent bit
It'll be weird.
but
I feel like Venture's gonna act a
Less
little bit
DPS.
differently than like the explosives that
Pharah.
we've previously seen. Like it's not a Pharah, it's not a Junkrat, it's something completely new.
Yeah, and also like seeing it's still vertical mobility, but going under instead of over. It's gonna be interesting to see because we don't have that. We don't have any underground here. I don't think I've ever seen anything really like that in an FPS. Even TF2 didn't have anything like that. So it'll be super interesting to see how it works.
I was just thinking, I think the only underground thing I've ever seen in in like an FPS game is the Chomper in Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. Where they burrow under and then just go up for an instant kill. That's the only thing I've ever seen that's underground in an FPS.
You're not
I
wrong.
hope
Stolen
this
idea.
hero doesn't just burrow under and jump up for an insta kill. That'll definitely.
That
Oh,
would
God.
be.
That would be so broken.
Oh yeah, because they're also invulnerable while underground.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
don't hate-
I love invulnerability ability.
I love
At
it.
least this
Keep
only
adding
affects
them.
one person.
Add them to more support, please. Thank you.
All I can say is experience tranquility.
That's
Yeah.
not even invulnerability.
It's not even invulnerability, but
get
still.
booped. You can't die, but you can still like get.
You
Well,
can get
unless-
one shot out of tranquility, which is what balances it.
I
But
have to
the-
watch. I have to watch that the Venture gameplay trailer again because I know that they were like fighting on point in that
They just
video.
weren't getting shot.
Yeah.
You just made me think of
A
something.
lot
actually.
of the gameplay, the gameplay they released looked kind of like a lot of just overextending.
It was
Yeah.
not. They did not pick a very
The sequence was
above
good.
gold player to show
Yeah.
Venture.
I'm interested to see how he would be played at the highest levels.
Yeah, they.
But that actually, sorry, you reminded me of something because you said a lot of the gameplay was shown to be on the point. Can Venture contest the point if they're underground?
Yes, that's what I was
That's
going to try to get to.
Ooh.
Imagine
I know
you just
May
get
can, but
Oh God,
no.
not the devil spawn.
you
Craft,
know,
Fury, May, Venture.
because if that's going
God.
to be a team comp of like just insanity,
stall, just stall,
yeah,
basically.
Oh
if that's
no!
like instead of like a tracer May or something when the payload is at the end of the route and it's just stalling for time, is it going to be a Venture and a May now with like double? Because what 4 seconds that they're underground for? I think.
Yeah, and I think it's just
And-
about the same time for Mate's freeze, right? It's
Yeah.
about 4 seconds.
So if that's instantly doubling the amount of time that you can contest, and everybody is invulnerable during that, May and Venture. Is
No.
that are you kidding me?
Also, with
Gives
there's the
you just
Baptiste
enough.
immortality. You could
Yeah.
throw that, add even
Yeah.
more.
It's all the time you need for your Balder respawn.
yeah. And then throw that mines.
And then you just
Yeah.
start spinning.
I wonder
then-
if he'll be able to be healed while underground, because I know May can't be healed in Ice Block.
Well,
But I
May
wonder if
heals
you-
herself in ice block, so.
Yeah.
That's true.
I would
I wonder if
assume you
see
need line of
craft healing or
sight.
something at the ground.
Unless
If
I would
people
assume you
don't
need
use
line
it.
of sight if you're not, unless you're Lucio. I think Lucio might be the only hero that would be
Maybe
able to do it.
Lucio.
Because I do think they're gonna require line of sight.
Yeah.
One thing that I just thought about for Venture, completely changing the subject, but still linking it somehow. Another change that they're making that kind of impacts everyone, thankfully, is they're adding a self-heal to everybody. And before I talk about that
Really?
anymore, do we think that the 4 seconds is going to be enough to where it activates Venture's self-heal underground?
Oh God!
So, personally, I think what would be best is if they set it up so because they're technically using an ability, so I feel like it shouldn't count. Almost. Also,
you're
side
still
note,
in
why are
combat.
you taking away one thing that you gave to supports? Let us have this one thing, please.
They did
Yeah.
say that it would be a toned-down version of supports. So they will still have that advantage, and I'm hoping that the game-wide addition of that to every other every other hero, I'm hoping that's more of a convenience, because
Yeah.
I've seen so many videos of people staring at their Ana right next to them, spamming I need heals, and just heal botting.
I need healing.
Or
Genji.
I need
Exactly.
healing.
Yeah.
I need
or
healing.
Mercy holding left click on
The
a
Pharah.
full health
Pharah.
target. Yeah. Or
just
being
blocking
away
the
with the
Pharah.
Pharah. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's a convenience thing and not, as long as it does not impact a 1v1 situation.
Significantly, yeah.
Yeah.
I have
If you
seen
are-
that happen in other games where essentially it's like they take you down to a certain point, and you can res half of your health. I think this happens like we see this in Fortnite, where if you're playing zero build, you have a shield that regenerates after a bit and gives you 50 extra health. We've seen that in other sorts of games. I know it happens in Call of Duty, where if you go down to like your final bar of healing, that can regenerate, but not anything further than that. So I'm interested to see if they're going to balance it by saying, hey, we can give you self-healing, but you're only going to get up to half HP or something along those lines.
Yeah, and
Or-
there are also some heroes that have those type of shields, like a hero like Zarya. Like half of her health pool is regenerating shield. So
Same with
the first half of your health pool can regenerate, but the bottom half cannot. It has to be healed by a healer. Characters like Zen. Zen technically only has 50 HP, but he has 150 regenerating shield.
One other interesting take on the heal up to half is I wonder if it would only let you heal if you were above half. If you were like below half HP, it wouldn't grant you the passive because you are in like critical enough that you could be like considered still in a fight or like in danger. And so to only affect you outside of fights or outside of danger, I wonder if it would only be like if you're at 75% or more HP, we'll top you off.
It's kind of the
But
opposite
if you're
in
below
a
that,
sense.
like you need to go get it from your healers because you're clearly in danger.
Interesting.
I feel like with the inclusion of one shot or darn near characters like
Yeah.
Hanzo or Widow, because
Okay.
even if they body shot you, it does over half
You're
your health
you're
if
like
squishy.
You're
hurting.
dead.
So
If you get hit by that Hanzo log, you're dead.
yeah, and that's at any distance. So if you're just in the back, like not by your healers at all, and you just get hit by a stray Hanzo arrow, I personally hate that because I'm constantly like peeking around corners because I'm at 70 health. I'm at 80 health. I'm peeking around corners because I know 2 shots from a soldier or something can kill me. I
And then
know
just
one more
log.
Hanzo arrow. Yeah.
And then just log out of nowhere, hits
Baseless.
you in the body, you're
Yeah.
dead.
Anything hits me, I'm pretty much
You're
dead.
you're
for, like,
ragdolling
20
at
health.
that point.
You're
Yeah.
gone.
Back to the spawn door.
So
Yeah.
I hope that it doesn't actually have a limit, like either the front half of your health or the back half of your health. I hope it's just slow, but it's for every little bit of your health that it can possibly give.
Definitely. See.
It'll be interesting to see, because I feel like that might also like add more gameplay into like really trying to finish your kills. Like you don't really see this in a lot of team-based shooters like Overwatch, but in games like Counter-Strike, you are incentivized to finish that last shot, because if that person comes around and finds an AK, all they have to do is click you in the head and you're dead. So the fact that we're giving players the opportunity to heal back up to full means, are people going to be more incentivized to actually finish their kills instead of maybe redirecting their fight to somewhere else?
I think potentially it'd have that effect, but something that also worries me, especially in lower ranks, is the potential that it'll cause for players to overextend too much, get stuck back there, die, and then we're back in the same position, because they do that anyways, and now there's an incentive for them to do so.
It might also be incentive for good game mechanics, learning good game mechanics, because maybe you're forced, if you're at a like lower rank or you just are new to the game or whatever, you might be forced to learn that, oh, everybody can regenerate health even if no one's around. So you can't just let them go. They're gonna regen to full. You can't just wait around for them to pop out again. You have to finish your kills. You have to focus a target in a team fight. You can't just come down to half health, assume someone else will get the rest. You have to focus them, call them out, and hopefully, because that is a great practice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is a great practice to do in this game, and really any game. And I'm
Finish
hoping
your
we can do
kills.
that. Yeah, finish your kills,
Don't let these
communicate
people
with
live
your
on 1
team.
HP.
Yeah,
Finish him!
If you
Fatality.
can't, let somebody else who can know.
Yeah, it's definitely
That's a very
interesting.
important part.
And while we're on the topic of healing, you guys said you want to talk about the state of the supports.
Yeah, how's support doing?
Yeah.
Okay, I got some stuff. So I have
All right.
one of my good friends. Their online name is Moose. And for reference, they have been playing Overwatch. Played every single competitive season since the first season of Overwatch 1 in like 2016, and they are currently a diamond ranked support player. And I messaged them and I was like, "Hey, what do you think is the current state of supports in the game?" And I quote, this is what they said. "Personally, I feel like support is terrible right now. I keep trying to rebalance the game by adjusting support abilities because they're too oppressive, but they are forgetting that there is no one to peel for supports anymore. They remove abilities like crowd control abilities and stun, yet they constantly put them back into the game. Its support feels like it's turning into a DPS. They're prioritizing aim over positioning, cooldown management, and working with their teammates to make impactful plays."
I could definitely
So-
see that happening, yeah.
what you said about support turning into a DPS role is actually something else about the Selfie that makes me kind of worried, because they've introduced characters like Kiriko, characters
God.
like Alari. Is it Alari or Yari? Which do you guys
It's
say?
Alari.
I think it's.
I've heard Alari.
I think
Yeah.
I've heard Alari. Yeah.
I've heard Alari a lot, so I'm
I
gonna
was
go
gonna
with
say,
that.
I've heard both. It's kind of like how no one.
Time to ask the
you know,
internet.
It's kind of like remember when Brig was first introduced?
Oh
like-
yeah,
And nobody said
Nobody-
Brigitte.
No
Right.
one could pronounce her
Brigitte.
name.
Yeah.
Brigitte, Bridget,
Yeah,
Bridget.
Brigetti, like spaghetti.
Let's ask the internet.
all right, yeah, let's see.
Watching there was
The official Overwatch pronunciation for the character is Iari. So,
Iari.
despite everyone
Alright.
saying Ilari, the correct pronunciation,
Dang.
according to Blizzard, is Iari.
That makes
Iari.
sense because she is from Peru, if I recall correctly. And
Correct.
when
Peruvian.
double L's are like
They
pronounced
roll
like
the L's like that.
they were like Iari.
That makes a lot more sense. I don't
But-
think people will start saying
Absolutely
No.
not.
Why not?
No. I mean, people
Shut
still
up.
call Brigitte Bridget, so.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
well, we just call her Brig. It's easier.
Yeah, Briggs fast.
Yeah.
Brig is faster. It's better.
Actually,
Simpler.
me and my friends, funny story, we don't even call Alari by Alari, because when she ults, obviously when the enemy Alari ults, they say it in their native language, and so what she says sounds a lot like Seymour. So we just all call her Seymour.
I was gonna say me and my friends have a lot of really stupid names for heroes. First of all, Soldier is legs. First
I
of
can
all,
see that,
It's
yeah.
legs.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's
Mhm.
legs. I was gonna say, and then there's the obvious, the Baptiste lamp.
We love
I'm
Lamp.
trying to think of some other ones, and then there's the there's the obviously iconic Baby Diva.
Yeah.
Ball
Maybe-
is also iconic.
Ball?
Ball.
Ball.
Hamster or hamster?
It
Some people just
ball.
say
No
hamster.
one says hamster.
I've heard people say hamster.
I was just
People
I
are weird.
rarely see people. I've rarely heard anyone say hamster.
It's
Like,
newbies
just
who say
ball.
hamster.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's Monkey. Or Winston,
Monkey.
my beloved.
Winston's too hard to say.
Winston, my beloved, is
Too many
just Monkey.
syllables.
I'm sorry,
Monkey.
he's not a monkey. He's a scientist.
I mean,
I'm
it's a-
sorry.
It's the same
I
amount of
mean,
syllables.
instead of saying Torbeard, we just say Torb.
Torb.
Yeah.
Sim. I was gonna say, what are some other ones?
Yeah, they're all
Weaver.
short. Hog,
Sig for Sigma, Ram for Ramatra,
Junk,
Ryan for Reinhardt, Junk
Junk.
for Junkrat.
Queen.
Junk or Queen really
Queen.
threw a wrench in the whole Junk com though.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, well, people just say Queen now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Farah, and then there's also the obvious, beloved Pharmacy, my beloved.
There's also
Oh, good
We
old
are
pharmacy.
dating, and you cannot tell me otherwise. They confirmed Farah's a lesbian, and I will die on this hill.
Oh.
You will pry this ship from my cold.
Mercy's too busy.
And even
today.
then, good luck, because they will be glued to your cold, dead hands.
Yes, and the
Yeah.
fandoms. Let us have this.
yeah.
Now, going back to the new hero discussion, I want to hear your opinions. Battle
Okay.
Pass hero lock.
Boo!
Is it becoming
It
pay to win?
sucks.
I wrote a paper on this about the Battle Pass in Overwatch 2 and all of microtransactions and how we actually miss loot boxes because it was
Oh,
just
yeah.
cosmetics.
I do miss
And
loot boxes.
Now,
Loot
since they have introduced these battle passes, like every other game, every single other game has battle passes, which is, just how it is.
What
They-
makes
but
money.
it makes money. It's the model that makes money right now.
Yeah.
It's what
Honestly-
keeps the game afloat.
It is.
The thing is, no other game locks playable characters behind the battle pass. Not
No.
even Valorant. Like, Valorant comes out
It-
with a new one every season, and yet still, you just pay for it with XP. You don't
It
do a battle
becomes-
pass.
Pay to win.
Same thing in League, like, and I want to preface this. I'm not opposed to the idea of like locking certain cosmetics behind a battle pass. That's fine. They're cosmetics. I can live without them. But locking heroes behind a battle pass is a really, really terrible thing to do, and I think it's a really unhealthy thing for a game because some people don't have the time to sit and grind until they get to a certain level to unlock a hero. And they don't have the money to spare to buy the premium battle pass to get the hero instantly. And it's like currently, because I did not have the time to grind out the battle pass and I was not willing to pay the money just to unlock the new hero, I have multiple heroes that I currently cannot play. And they're in my role they're my roles that I play. Like I can't play Ramatra. I can't play Life Weaver because I don't have them unlocked because I did not have the time to sit down and just play the game.
How much does it cost to unlock a hero after the battle pass is over?
About $10 if I remember.
That's
right.
insane.
There are like little quests I think you can do to like unlock them, but like
For
just
months
give-
upon release, I believe. For the couple months that the battle pass is active, you pretty much have to pay for it or
Yeah.
finish the battle.
It's after
or,
the
like,
season,
get
I
those
think, that it
Yeah.
comes
Yeah.
out for quote unquote free.
Yeah, but like again, the idea of having a battle pass, fine. I know that games like this need to make money, especially if they're free to play. if you make a battle pass that has rare cosmetics in it that you can only get by buying the premium battle pass, okay, cool, I can live with that. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I prefer having loot boxes personally, but it's the idea of locking heroes that are instrumental to instrumental to a team competition behind a battle pass that bugs me. Like in a game like League, you have to get points to unlock different heroes or champions if they're called champions. But the point is that in League you can't switch mid game. In Overwatch, switching mid game is a big part of the game. As you play the game, you need to switch your team comps. Things come in and out of meta, and you need to adjust if you're playing a certain hero and it's not working, switch. But locking heroes behind the battle pass prevents people from having access to being able to switch to those heroes that could be incredibly instrumental in helping your team succeed.
It kind of fosters a more pay-to-win kind of feel, in all honesty.
Exactly, and that's... I was gonna say, I wrote a Steam review about this when it came out.
The dreaded Steam reviews.
Oh, that was fun. I was like, this game has the potential to be really good, but there are just so many small issues that make it difficult. Like, and one of the biggest issues is the locking heroes behind the battle pass. Like, you could have just made the cosmetics and like voice lines locked behind the battle pass. Don't lock playable characters behind the battle pass. It's stupid and it's a very unhealthy environment for the game. It prevents casual players from having fun with the game, I feel like. And as someone who plays casually, I want to be able to try out new heroes like Lifeweaver or like Ramatra, but I don't have the time to sit and grind my way to unlock them.
Yeah. Speaking of poor decisions by Blizzard, let's talk about PvE.
Where'd it go?
What happened? What happened to it?
I bought the PvE missions. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I was
I
gonna
didn't
say,
even
so
know they
did I.
released PvE missions.
I was gonna say, don't worry, I bought them as well.
I spent money on that.
And I did too. Fine.
I have words about the PvE missions and the whole shebang about that. I am incredibly sad because I know that Jeff Kaplan himself wanted PvE so bad. The original idea that spawned Overwatch was something just like that with vastly increased abilities, like what we were promised, what we were told was going to happen with Overwatch 2 PvE.
That was the selling point of Overwatch 2, basically, was the PvE.
It was.
That have been rigid for years. You see stuff like when you hit someone with a fire strike on Reinhardt, like it would freeze them, like May.
Yeah.
Stuff like that was like so funny.
It was original ideas. They were incredible, and they looked fun to play with. Like they looked like they would bring a brand new life into the game with a whole new game mode, whole new ways to play these characters that you have known and played for years. And they just
other crowd of players as well.
Cancel it.
And then Blizzard had to be Blizzard, and they're like, yeah, no, you know this thing that's really popular with everyone? We're just gonna not do it, and we're gonna drop it, and we're gonna disappoint half the fan base.
Hey, you know that thing we advertised as like, a major selling point of our brand new video game? Yeah, let's just not do it. What could go wrong?
Blizzard, the Blizzard is the king of making bad decisions, I swear.
What boggles my mind is we had the radio silence from them, presumably because they were working on it for like 2 to 3 years.
Oh yeah.
Where did 2 to 3 years of PvE development go?
Where did
Where did it go?
It went into developing the Battle Pass.
There was just news about a game that people at Blizzard were working on for 6 years, and it just got canceled. It got completely canceled because
Blizzard.
Because Blizzard.
Wow.
So 3 years, really, I wouldn't put it past
like
them
that.
to just take the work that they were probably, I want to say they were getting close to being done or being presentable, and they just scrapped it all. They trashed it completely. It's somewhere locked away, never to be seen again.
And man, I feel like it's things like that make people migrate over to other like hero shooters like Paladins,
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
I had a friend who was GM still is GM in Overwatch, and yeah, he played Paladins for like months just because he was so done with Overwatch and he just wanted something like it. Which, let's all admit, Paladins is like Overwatch. It's
It's the same genre of game. It's a hero shooter.
I want to say,
yeah.
my brother, my older brother, was the first one who introduced me to Overwatch because he introduced me to TF2 as well when I was younger. So I started playing TF2 and he's like, you should try this game. And I was like, I gave it a try and I fell in love with it. We would play together. And he also, when he was younger, he would also play CS:GO. Now he got so tired of Blizzard being dumb and of the game being stupid that he's basically dropped it and he's gone back to CS:GO or CS2. Like he's
We've seen a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like even the pro players, like they're
I did
dropping, I was gonna say
Respectable, honestly.
respectable. Yeah, no, it's not worth it. Like even the own player base is like, yeah, don't play this game. It sucks. And then we continue to play it anyway. Because we're stupid sometimes.
It's an endless cycle.
Yeah, so
Stockholm syndrome.
exactly what it is.
Why get good at a different game?
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, my brother migrated back to CS:GO, but like even like some of the best pro players are going to Valorant. They're going to other games. They're retiring because their game is just gone to crap.
It's no longer what they originally got into it for.
Like,
and it's not what Blizzard promised them it would be.
It's just like disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. And I know I shouldn't be expecting this, but it's Blizzard, so I am. They're notorious for not making great decisions. And I do want to segue into something because
Sure.
This is a personal topic for me, and it has to do with the esports scene. And when they announced the new Overwatch Champions League, they announced that they would be partnering with a Saudi Arabian group.
What's that group name?
Savvy Games Group is the name, apparently. And I have thoughts. I have many of them. First of all, I want to say this, it feels like a slap in the face to the women players in their family. Because if you don't know, Saudi Arabia has a terrible human rights record in terms of things like women's rights and LGBT plus rights. And the fact that they're and I also want to say this, I know not everyone that is Saudi Arabian or that all Saudi Arabian groups are like this, but the country itself has a very terrible record of women's rights. And for a company that says that they pride themselves on creating a safe space for women and marginalized gender, like they made a whole tournament. You have the Calling All Heroes tournament, which is dedicated to making women's and marginalized people's voices heard more. And now they're this new esports league. They are going to a country that is notoriously terrible about women's rights, and it hurts. It feels like they're saying, "Oh, we can overlook the fact that we can overlook the human rights violations, overlook all this stuff if it's going to make us money." And it feels terrible because it's not just that because going to Saudi Arabia for women, because we have women casters like Lemon Kiwi and desk hosts like Zoe. Like going to Saudi Arabia, yes, Zoe the GOAT, we love her. But going to Saudi Arabia could potentially be extremely dangerous for women. It hurts, and it just feels like a slap in the face. And I feel like they're making a big mistake.
Wasn't there also a ban in China?
Also that, I was gonna say, I think that's more to do with I haven't been following
It wasn't a ban. The producers in China couldn't, they couldn't reach an agreement. Blizzard and China basically just couldn't reach an agreement, I'm sure, because they're both not greedy at all. Yeah, they're both not greedy at all. And they couldn't agree, so in the end, no deal was reached, and that means no Blizzard games in China, which is such an unfortunate for so many reasons. It is an incredibly large player base. China's, kind of a large country.
The Shanghai team.
Oh, yeah. Shanghai Dragons, my beloved.
Mm-hmm.
How I miss you.
I guess at that point it feels like that's a question of are they alienating their own fan base?
Yeah.
I do think so. Both with and I do want to say like the Chinese players, they can still technically play the game. They just can't play it in China because in the recent Overwatch World Cup, they had the team from China. They would not say Team China. It was always it's the team from China because the trailers were not in China. They were just from there. They could not say it was the Chinese national team. It was the team from China. It was quite funny to hear them casters saying, "Oh, and look, the team from China is winning here." It just sounded silly, but like it's sad because there are a lot of good players there. Like, and it's a huge part of the world population. At least I think it's over 1 billion people live there. Like, that's a huge amount of people. And
It's an insane amount of wasted potential because a lot of good players came from Asian countries, and it's Owl was enjoyable to watch because there were so many great players, and immediately just excluding the possibility for like you said, 1 billion people. I mean, I know it's not, they don't all play Overwatch, but
The opportunity, yeah.
Yes.
The opportunity is no longer there for any of them, and so now no one else has the opportunity to watch them or watch them improve, watch them grow, watch them become the, possibly the greatest player at the time. And it's sad.
And I also do want to say this. Even this is partially a result of Blizzard, but also just the whole region being looked over in general. It's the African, like specifically South Africa and South America. There is a ton of people in both those places. They are constantly overlooked as well, and everyone was super surprised to see teams like Team Brazil and I think it was Team Colombia in the Overwatch World Cup. Because you don't hear of players from them because they don't get the chance to prove themselves. And it sucks. They're, again, alienating their fan base, not giving them a chance to prove themselves. And it's just Blizzard being Blizzard at this point. They're just making stupid decisions.
Yeah.
There's one major esports company in Latin America that I've never heard get mentioned at Overwatch, and that's Furia. Not sure if you all are familiar with Furia, but they are a Brazilian esports organization that runs things for basically every single esport out there, except Overwatch. And in reality, a lot of their signed players were in the Overwatch World Cup for Brazil, but no mention of Furia.
Yeah, thanks, Blizzard.
We love Blizzard.
Thanks. Blizzard, 10 out of 10. I'm so glad I spent $50 on your first game that you later shut down entirely.
Bring back Jeff.
Bring back Jeff.
I miss you. Jeff is our Lord and Savior. It's
Mr.
Jeff from the
Kaplan.
Overwatch team.
I miss him.
That's his full legal name, Jeff from the Overwatch.
Jeff from the Overwatch team.
Jeff Overwatch.
I was gonna say, I remember me and my brother he would send me these old it was from this YouTuber named Dino Flask, edits of the Jeff Kaplan Overwatch. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
His fireside chats.
The director's cut, if you will.
The fireside chat that it was just him just sitting by the fire, just staring at the camera for multiple hours, and then he would occasionally go he'd build a Lego.
Or he'd just grab a drink and then
just go back to sitting at the camera. When it was 6 hours long or something. It was the funniest thing ever. I miss that. That was the peak of awesome things that Blizzard did, I feel like.
It was the passion.
It was. It was
no
a lot
longer
of the
there.
communication as well. I feel like we lost Jeff, and we lost the only person who would tell us things about the game.
Yeah.
I mean, until more recently, I think they've gotten better, but
hey, Bobby Kotick is gone, baby.
Yeah!
See ya.
Bye.
So, with that, we are reaching our hour point. So I'm going to go to our two lovely guests today and ask you guys, We'll start over there with Maggie. Do you have anything else you want to mention? Anything you want to plug? Anything going on with you? Where can we find you on social media?
I was gonna say nothing really. Just if you are listening to this and you need a safe space, there are plenty of safe space orgs out there. Look for them. They are wonderful places, and I will shamelessly again plug LTR Esports. I volunteer with them. They are a great space with wonderful people. They have Overwatch teams. We do pugs. We do Overwatch pickup games every Saturday. It's a great opportunity. The people there are super nice. So if you need a place, they are always open. It's a wonderful place, and there are also plenty of other groups. Plenty of streamers have Discords that are safe spaces. And more generally, there is an organization called the Game Hers, which is dedicated to like empowering women's voices in gaming. And also they are doing their annual Game Hers awards. You can go vote for people there. So check them out. They are incredibly awesome groups that are doing amazing work. So yeah, just the main thing is just be kind to each other, please. The world needs more of that.
Felt that.
Overwatch is a toxic place. Please don't make it worse. I
felt that. Any social media you want to plug, Maggie?
Not really. I don't really use social media aside from Discord.
Fair enough. So... Tommy, over to you. Anything you want to plug, my friend?
Yes. If you are looking for an unsafe space, please come find me. I can break your legs personally. If you're looking for a semi-safe space, come to Overwatch Club. Don't actually do that. It's
a safe space there.
Yeah. If you haven't already, join the ECA Discord.
Discord.gg/ECA of MSU.
Yeah, what you said.
Also, I want to shout out the MSU Splatoon teams. You're great, and you are underappreciated and deserve so much love. Okay.
We're trying to get them on this podcast, you know.
I will talk to them. They are great.
Get them on here.
President, I still can't get them on.
We want them on here. Yell at them. Get them on here. If you're listening to this right now, yell at Splatoon. We want them here on ECA on the mic.
Open the Discord saying that the ECA podcast wants you guys on.
Yeah, I'm going to go chase them down some more for our next one for sure.
Tommy, any social media you want to plug, my friend?
No, but if you haven't already, go look at the MSU Com Arts Alien War Esports Lounge.
Like, what is this? Like, cool. What is this? 2100? Like, we're not there yet. No Alien Wars yet. Please.
Yeah, Alienware Esports Lounge, not quite open to MSU students yet. Stay tuned in the ECA Discord. We'll let you know when that happens. Also on Twitter as well, at ECA of MSU or MSU Esports. They will be able to tell you more, but there's a lot of stuff we talked about in the last podcast. Super exciting. We're really excited.
I didn't get the pleasure of going in there. It was
really nice.
Yeah.
I got to go in there too for a bit.
I was there for the photo shoot. I'm in that stupid video.
In the picture.
I remember I heard about it and I was like, my brother's a big computer dude. I was like, you gotta check this out. They have like state-of-the-art computers and stuff. And I was
really
like,
awesome. They already broke like half the stuff off the walls.
Dude, for the photo shoot, they didn't have mouse pads. Oh my god, it was
They had them in there by the time I had gone in there.
Yeah, they were giving
showing it off to the news and stuff.
Yeah.
They were giving them out to us to set up like when we were in there.
But yeah, so I want to say a massive thank you to Maggie and you, Tommy, for joining us here on ECA on the mic. It has been a pleasure. I hope you guys have had a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and what days does Overwatch Club meet before I let you guys go?
Overwatch Club meets on Mondays, 7 to 9, with a B-dubs tradition afterwards. We've gone to Raising Cane's once because there was a Michigan game that day, and there was an hour wait.
Fair enough. With that being said, I think I'm going to wrap things up here. Mason, anything you want to mention?
I've got nothing.
All right. Well, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching / listening, wherever you may be, to ECA on the mic, episode number 3. My name is Max Da Silva. I am joined by your art director, Mason Kulik. And with that, I leave you with this. Go green!
Go white!
Go.